Hello and welcome again to another version of Teaching with Smartboard.
That's right, hosted by my esteemed colleague Scott Miller.
And my esteemed colleague David Sladke. And Dave, we're in prime time again.
Prime time,
That's right.
episode
Episode,
47.
yeah. And what we've got is fill in the missing pieces.
Right. We're going to fill in some missing pieces,
Okay.
give some clues to the students, and let them fill the rest out.
Oh, sounds good.
And we are teaching with Smartboard, and you can get this file at our website. That's right here at the top there, the ncusd203.org.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly you could get us at TeacherTube or iTunes.
Okay, that's right.
And we are located, you know what I did?
What'd you do?
I went to the maps in Chicago and I found some bike maps.
Oh, you did?
So I thought that'd be interesting if anybody's a biker in Illinois. I just took a screenshot of that, but you can go to the link right there and it's interactive, zoom in and there's trails. It's really cool. But I thought, we're around there is Naperville. Here,
That's
Chicago
right.
is
That's
right here. So pretty cool.
Yeah.
And some great trails on the lake.
Yeah, especially the pathways that are right beside the lake. I mean, just beautiful views that you get.
Yep.
And then they're set up basically with two-way traffic. They actually have a painted line right in the sidewalk pavement area. So.
Very well used. Matter of fact, it's almost dangerous to ride at when you get a lot of traffic.
That's right, the peak times.
Peak times.
You're right.
So what's happening today?
Well, we are, again, episode 47, filling in the missing pieces, like you had mentioned. And we're also going to look at how to save a page to the gallery.
Right. Okay. So filling in the pieces. What our idea here is that we give a little structure to the students. Sometimes students need a little bit more structure instead of just say solve it.
Right.
They don't know where to start. So this kind of guides students a little bit when you fill in the missing pieces. So here we have a fill in the missing pieces. I gave this to my students a couple days ago.
Okay.
And we have boxes that they fill in different numbers.
Okay.
And you can see the boxes are lettered so that when they're talking to their partner, they can identify what box we're looking at. For instance, they could say, I think C should be the number or whatever.
Okay. And neat structure in a sense because you're working with an algebraic system that you've got here for them to discern what they have that's information and then what information is appropriate and do you have information that you don't need.
That's right.
It looks like you have. It isn't just the pieces of information, all of them being used. Some won't be used.
Well, and for algebra students, we want them to be reinforced that it's the same number that they're taking from both sides of the equation. So that becomes apparent if they're talking to the partner. These are infinitely cloned, so they would just take away, this. You'd have them talk about this course before you gave that. Have somebody come up to the board, and then they just come up and do maybe one, and then they go down. They don't have to do the one that's top.
Okay.
They could just go straight to the answer.
Sure.
And some did actually. These were not the first ones that were placed.
Okay.
And so have other students come up and put in things
for the missing pieces. Okay.
And then here's a big one: is a lot of students think that is negative there.
Right. That's right, because they think in terms of subtracting.
And it's pre-done that it's already divided for them. So again, more structure for them.
Sure.
Not quite as hard as just solving it out, but
in a sense, you're scaffolding for the students.
Right. Scaffolding.
The information.
That's a good way to put it.
To get them to a successful problem-solving process.
And I always give a key. So you got that. The next one is a little bit harder because the problem is not given.
Okay. Oh, very good.
So we got to work backwards.
That's right. Sure. Now, Dave, one thing that I use in this particular process of filling in the missing pieces is sometimes instead of showing a key, I will tell the class, as a class, for your assessment, if we were looking at, we've got 8 different pieces to fill in, I give them a score. I'm like, right now we're at a 3 out of 8.
Oh, okay.
And then then gets them to back into communication to say like, okay,
Sure.
what pieces do we need to exchange with something else?
Mm-hmm.
So another structure
That's a
process
good
to work
idea.
with
Very
students.
good idea. So this is similar idea. It's just the backwards idea. Uh, since this is clue down here, they can work back up to get those.
That's right. That's right.
And I just put these as typed in numbers. I figured you'd like that a
Oh,
little
yeah,
better.
it's sweet.
Although my handwriting is getting a
It
little
is getting a
better.
little better, or your computer's getting smarter.
Right,
One of the
right.
two. That's right.
So I have a key for that too.
Mm-hmm.
And um, then I also we'll come back to this. This is just a template for it.
Okay.
We'll come back to that when we want to save that template.
Sounds good.
Okay. Then in pre-calculus, we did this today.
Okay.
And I kind of asked my students what do they think of this, because in some respects it's giving a lot of information to the kids.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But they really liked this because they knew they were on the right track.
Okay. Sure.
And
sure.
So this one, find the exact value. Now if you're not a math teacher, you might not know what we're talking about
Yeah,
here.
that's right.
But a student would come up and they'd put up different things. I have it vocabulary listed there too.
Sure. Sure.
Now this one is kind of interesting because I wanted it to pivot right at this point.
Okay.
And a student came up here and did this and turned it just like that. Worked out great.
Good.
A colleague, Rob Porter, taught me this little extension here.
Oh, good.
There's a white extension. I'll just show you real quick with the background.
Change background color so it will show up.
Right.
Since we have it in white there. Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of interesting how that works out.
Yep.
Okay, and then they just put all the pieces there, and it just puts some solid thinking and confidence to the student.
That's right.
Let me show you the key for those. But just another way to kind of go through the problem. We've done this kind of problem before, but it reinforces to some of the students who aren't quite clear that this is the way you do it.
And again, that scaffolding piece is very important for students who, in essence, may shut down and feel like I don't know where to start on this particular problem, and this is a way to get them moving. The other thing, Dave, I thought was terrific was you went from a problem that, again, seemed pretty straightforward as far as process is concerned of this, and then you move into a higher order thinking type of process with the same type of structure.
Yeah, so they learn the structure first, and then
that's right.
Yeah.
But again, that stress is to push them to a higher order thinking level.
Right.
But since they're comfortable with the process and the structure, then it is that piece is taken care of. They've got the supports that are there to help them be successful.
That's a good point. Well, we have to talk about saving to the gallery.
Okay.
So first of all, you want to go to where you're going to place this in the gallery.
That's right.
So you go, click on your your My Content. All right. And I'm going to hit, it's going to go in My Content, and I'm just going to put it in a thing called cat.
Okay.
No particular reason. Okay.
Because you like cats?
Yeah. Well, actually, what we could do is we could put it in a few tools.
Okay.
That's where we've put some lesson structures. Let's do that.
Okay.
That's a different episode.
Okay.
That gift episode. Okay, so we went to that, and now in the page view column, here's the page view. Click on the page you want to save. So we want to go to this.
Fill in the piece of structure.
Yeah, that's our template. Okay. So now, unfortunately, I got to go back. Okay, and then click on the drop-down menu, and then click on Save to Gallery. So click on this. Drop-down menu is right there.
Yep.
See it?
Add page to gallery.
Yep. Okay, and it adds it right there, and boom, goes in.
And again, the key was selecting that particular folder in the gallery before you go add page to gallery.
That's right. Now, it's not named. Okay, so if you scroll and look for it, see it here?
Yep.
Okay, and you can just double click on that and name it for whatever you want. So that's how you add something to the gallery. If
Yeah.
you see something, just put it right into your
That's
gallery,
right. That's
and
right.
then you'll have a template for the next time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what would we be, Scott, without some jokes? Uh-oh,
Oh,
you didn't see that, did you?
oh, no, I didn't. That was pretty quick.
That was pretty quick. Okay, uh, Carl, my son, gave me
Yes.
both these jokes.
Oh, okay.
Why did the cookie go to the hospital?
I don't know. Why did the cookie go?
He felt crummy.
Ah, that's good. That's good.
Have you ever heard of Sven and Ole?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay, here's a
I am.
Sven and Ole joke.
Oh, okay.
Um, Sven had just fixed his car blinker.
Okay.
Okay, so he was working on his car. Ole strolled in, and so Sven asked Ole, "Could you go to the front of the car
Uh-huh.
and see
If the blinker's
if the
working.
blinker's working?"
Okay.
Okay, so Ole walks to the front of the car.
Yeah.
Sven turns on the blinker, and Ole goes, "Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no."
Oh, that's good.
So he's saying sometimes it's working and
And
sometimes
sometimes
it's
it
not.
does. That's good. That's good.
I don't know. Do you spell Ole that way?
You can spell it. Well, I think that's Ollie, the way that that's spelled there.
Ollie,
Yeah.
Sven and Ollie.
Spelling Ollie. Yeah.
Sorry, Ollie.
That's okay.
Uh,
We'll get it fixed next
Ole.
time.
I don't know how to spell
You
Ole.
don't know? That's
That's
okay.
okay. All right. Hey, we have a listener
That's right.
sent in a nice little note to us, so we thought we'd send that Chris Best, and he asked a question.
That's right. He said, hello from London, UK. I have to say I'm a relatively new listener to your podcast, but over the last 2 months or so, I've really become hooked on tuning into your podcast. I find every single item you discuss to be valid and useful suggestions for my own classroom use or something good for me to suggest or recommend to my own colleagues. So thank you for all your hard work. Notice he doesn't mention anything about our jokes.
I
So.
was going to say, there,
he,
there's some things that aren't so useful.
That's right. I have one quick question too. What program do you use to podcast with the video of what is on your own computer screen? I am thinking it is something I could really make use of as well. And so what we have here is our particular software that we use, which is a free download, which is Debut.
Yes. Yeah, if you just Google Debut, you'll get it. But we really appreciate you, Chris, writing in. And there have been a lot of people that have asked about this. We use Debut so that it can slide right into iTunes.
That's right.
And it's an MP4, which MP4 gives pretty good quality, I mean, decent quality.
That's right.
But low amount of usage. I mean, each podcast turns out to be about 15 to 20 megs,
right.
which is pretty small
That's
compared
right.
to some of these podcast devices. So
that's right.
Debut is pretty nice.
Yes, it is. Okay, one of the teachers in our department, Lisa Henning, sent out a link to us.
Okay.
And this is one for geometry, and a terrific one. And it is a way of really looking at analyzing convex and concave polygons and looking at interior angles of a polygon. And so this is a screenshot of what we've got here. And you have a selection where you can take, and it tells you as a convex polygon. If you move one of the vertices, it'll change then the name into a concave polygon.
Oh, okay.
And then also you can make it regular. For the polygon, you can also change the number of sides. And you can really show the structure then in terms of if you increase the number of sides, how it approaches more and more of a circle shape. And again, it's something that a lot of times we talk about, and a lot of times we assume students can picture it in their mind, but I'd say a lot of times they can't.
Yeah, visually it's just really good.
That's right.
And it's a Flash-based program, so the students come up and actually move this, or the teacher, I suppose, and I like that it actually changes right when it becomes convex.
That's right.
Or concave, yeah.
And again, you've also got some vocabulary here that's built into the structure of the website itself.
Right.
So thanks, Lisa.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for sharing. And feel free to email us.
Yes. And again, with any comments or other things that you would like us to explore in our podcasts, and also any jokes that you have.
That's
we're always open to that.
Yeah, we forgot to say last week's joke that chicken cross the playground joke was
Yeah,
from Shelly
that's right.
out in San Diego.
That's
Thanks,
right.
Shelly. Thanks, everybody, and we will look forward to talking with you next week.
All right. Take care.